Hello, all. Today, I'm going to talk about how we can improve the road safety situation in India using compulsory education. So, this is a unique approach to solving our road safety problems. It has not been thought of before. What is our problem? Our problem is in 2022, about a lakh and 68,000 people died in road accidents in India. It's an alarming number. In Telangana state alone, about 7,500 people died, and from 21,600 accidents. So that's about 20 people dying each day in road accidents in one state. That number is staggering for the whole country. So before we go further, let's talk about a few key MORT statistics. And MORT means Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, which is headed by Sri Nitin Gadkari. So as I said earlier, in 2022 alone, 168,000 people died in road accidents. This is a very big number because India has only 1% of the vehicles of the world, but it has 11% of the deaths. So definitely we have a huge problem and it's only increasing. And out of 4.5 lakh accidents, about 34% turned fatal. And the remaining are obviously very badly injured, lost a limb or something, never be able to function normally again in their life. And 72% of the deaths are people under the age of 45. They are the young, vulnerable, hardworking. It's also a huge cost to the country's, productivity and GDP. And contrary to popular belief, nearly 40% of accidents, deaths, happen on non-highways. So death is lurking on every road, around your street corner. Just because you're driving in your own colony doesn't mean that you have any safer than on the highways. And unfortunately, two-wheelers accounted for almost 62,000 deaths. That's almost 40%. So cars 17%. You're not safe in any vehicle, but especially if you're on a two-wheeler, you are in a very high risk. And the overall conclusion of MORT was that approximately 80% of the road accidents are due to driver error. Driver error means the driver didn't know the rules, he didn't know right of way, he made a mistake in judgment at a certain intersection or whatever, which causes death. So we need to fix this driver error urgently. Just to understand the bigger picture, there are many layers in road safety, but the foundation is driver education. Learning how to be a defensive driver, the theory part. And then comes, learning how to drive actually using a driving school or an adult, and then the RTA issues the license, and then there's the engineering of the roads and everything, which is department of, comes under MORT. And then there's also a lot of technology involved in improving road safety, like seat belts and anti-lock braking systems, airbags, and so on. And finally, there's enforcement by the police, and then there is, the emergency services of ambulance, etc. But our duty is to learn the rules before we get onto the road. So this is something that every parent should tell their child. This is something every Indian should say. I need to learn the rules if I respect my country and I want to be safe on the roads. So what have governments been doing to bring down road fatalities in the last 10 years, right? Just looking at it. Enforcement. There are 4 E's, they call there 4 E's of road safety. So enforcement is one. So definitely in many states it's improved by mandating helmets and seat belts, increasing challan amounts. And engineering has improved a lot. If you see our national highways, our outer ring roads, it's world class today. It's not like what it was 25 years ago, narrow roads with no road divider. And engineering of vehicles has improved tremendously, seatbelt in every car, and airbags, and many other safety ratings. And emergency services have improved because now we have an ambulance number that you can call in almost every city, and there's an ambulance which comes to your rescue. Education, that's where not enough is being done, and nobody knows how to do this. That's the whole problem. People do not know how to go about educating lakhs and lakhs of drivers. And so that's where I'm coming in with a unique approach. Okay, and we all know it. We drive on the roads, we see almost 90% of drivers don't even know basic rules, about using indicator, about using your mirrors, sight distance and how to overtake and which side to overtake from and things like that. So, so how effective have the other four E's been? When we talk about enforcement and engineering, all of those we made great strides, and you'd see actually there's really zero reduction in fatalities. If anything, it's gone up. In 2018, we had like 1,57,000 deaths, and today we have 1,68,000. So all that engineering improvement of highways and airbags and seat belt and so on and so forth has done zero. Nothing is done, nothing, because we are not addressing the main problem, which is driver education. You leave an untrained driver on the roads, the beautiful roads, fast cars, yeah, they're going to go kill themselves. So it's about time we paid attention to driver education. And Nitin Gadkari himself, Mr. Nitin Gadkari himself has said, they had a goal of cutting road deaths by 50% in accidents by 2024, but no, it's not happened at all, right? So why? Because nobody is focusing on driver education. So let's talk about the rules. What are the rules? Where are they? So they are defined in something called Central Motor Vehicle Rules of 1989, Rule 31, and more recently the Motor Vehicle Driving Regulation of 2017. So some rules are intuitive, like drive on the left side of the road, stop at a red light, and look before you cross. But some rules need to be taught, and only by teaching the people the rules, they are aware, oh, such kind of dangers exist, and I need to watch out for those. This is very important, and we need to do that. So let's look at a few accidents that could have been averted by education and training. Okay, let's look at this very basic rule. Vehicles joining a main road or approaching any junction have to yield to traffic coming from the right. So traffic that's already moving on the main road coming from your right have the right of way. Okay, so we have to give way to them. Check out this accident. So as you can see, this is a slow speed accident and nobody was really injured. But the same thing happens many times on state highways where people from village roads join a highway where lorries or buses are traveling at high speed and they cannot brake in time like this. So they just get hit and the accident can become fatal. So just education of this rule could have prevented an accident of this type. And another rule, if you have two or more lanes on your side of the roadway, multi-lane roadway, you may overtake from the left lane. This is in MVDR 2017. However, if you have only one lane on your side of the roadway or carriageway, which is called a single carriageway, then you should not overtake from the left. It's very dangerous. And another rule also is large vehicles have blind spots, and must never drive in the blind spot because the driver cannot see you. Watch this accident. So this person thought the lorry driver will brake, but the lorry driver has a very small mirror. He probably never even noticed the biker. So let's look at another rule. So don't drive without proper zone of vision or line of sight or sight distance. All of these are the same. Let's watch this accident. Yeah, that was like a very unfortunate accident. So what's really happened is that bus stopped. This lady thought, oh, the bus has stopped. She never anticipated that there could be a vehicle coming from behind the bus because she didn't have the vision. She couldn't see what was coming on the other side. So ideally, you got to slowly go forward and turn and look, make sure it's clear before you cross. So when I talk about rules, I'm talking about these kind of rules. I'm not talking about, according to motor vehicle section 2.31c, vehicle shall not, or some legal technical words. No, I'm talking about practical rules like this, which people can see and learn from. And as they say, the vehicle operator is the most important component of road safety, but most neglected in India. And I believe, and it's been proven, a well trained defensive driver can drive safely in bad road conditions, bad traffic, bad weather, even a bad vehicle. So the operator is very, very important, and we need to start focusing on the operator. Let's continue with better roads, yeah, better signals, better everything else, but let us focus on the driver. So one good thing about India is Indian drivers are good with motor controls. They call it ABC, which means accelerator, brake, clutch, and control. And they can drive in small gaps and good control, but it's the rules that they lack. So let us just focus on teaching them theory, not how to ride a bike or drive a car. We're okay on that part. So, for instance, for Hyderabad city, I'm just making this plan and trying to show you, the goal is, let's say we want to train 1 lakh new drivers every year. And what's the solution? Proposed solution is train new drivers in rules and defensive driving, theory only, using videos like what I just showed you, and bring down the accidents. But how do we train new drivers? We have to join hands with the RTA, right? So across Hyderabad, for instance, there are 5 RTA zones which issue about 1 lakh driver's license each year. And so let's first target these 1 lakh new drivers, set up training centers in close proximity to each of the RTO office and provide this classroom training to all new driver's license applicants. If you look at the breakup, for instance, this is how it is, approximately there are about 8,000 licenses issued each month. And so that's like 60 drivers per center per day. So it's not a very big number. We can run 2 batches of 30 English and then 30 in Telugu, 30 or in Hindi and so on, And so we set up the RTAs, train the people in all the different, languages, and fix the driver error. The driver, we fix it, which is 80% of the solution. And this is a theory-based program. It will teach real theoretical skills to stay alive, reduce accidents, also impart soft skills. People don't realize the importance of attitude. You should have a positive attitude and a safe attitude before you start driving a vehicle. And you shouldn't have road rage. You shouldn't have, your objective should be, I want to reach my destination safely, not quickly. So, this will make driving a better experience for everybody. And I can do this in 3 hours. Okay, this whole course can be imparted in about 3 hours. But how to get new drivers to attend the course? Yeah, this is the biggest challenge. This is something none of us private people can do. Okay, this has to be mandated by the government. So the transport minister, RTA, they have to mandate this compulsory classroom training. So unless it's compulsory, nobody will show up. I've talked to so many driving schools also, and they have this theory classes on Sunday. And I told them, what do you teach them? And they say, sir, nobody comes on Sundays for theory. They just want to learn how to drive, get a license, and get moving. So the people also are at fault for not realizing the importance of, training and theory. So the class will be free. All right, it will be run by NGOs and funded by CSR, funds. There's a lot of money out there, and this is just a small thing which will make a big difference. And this training should not interfere with RTA driver license testing. It will be an add-on, but it should be a prerequisite. And I'll talk to you about the proposed flow chart. How do we do it? So let's say there's an 18-year-old, he applies for a learner's license at the RTA. So the RTA does their test, whatever procedure, issues the learner's permit, and mandates him or her to go attend this NGO run driving course. So they come with the learner's permit to this training center, and this will be run by NGOs. This classroom training will be pre-recorded, so there'll be no person talking each time. So it'll already be pre-recorded. Just press play. And it'll be, they have to attend the course. It'll be free. And after they attend the 3-hour course, they'll be given a certificate. They take that certificate, go back to the RTA and continue their normal process. So I'm proposing we don't interfere at all with the RTA process because it's been going on for a long time. We're just adding one extra step, which is going to be free, but it'll improve the safety. So, I have this audiovisual course ready today, okay? And my course consists of 6 modules, about 30 minutes each, totally 3 hours, pre-recorded, like this, just like how this is, that's how it will be. And the course will cover about 45 rules and topics, and has 65 videos. So it's not going to be a dry course. It's going to be, lots of videos. So you look at it and learn. And we can have it in as many languages as we want. Currently, I have it in English. And my course, the course will be in accordance with government syllabus of CMVR 1989, Rule 31.2. And that's what MORTH has, mandated. If you see the last line of this screenshot, the syllabus should be as prescribed by, Rule 31 and cover parts A, B, C, F, G, and K. So I got that whole thing, A, B, C, F, G, and K, decoded in detail. And the cost, okay, how much is it going to cost? It costs about 15 lakhs to set up each center, give or take a little bit here or there. I'm just trying to throw some random numbers here. And it's about 35 lakhs each year to run a center. And that includes salaries, rent, electricity, and things like that, So about, let's say, 50 lakhs for the first year. For 5 centers, that's just 2.5 crores. It's a pittance in today in terms of what value it can deliver to the state and the city. Now let's extrapolate that to the whole country. There are 1,100 RTOs all over India. So that's 550 crores. Not a big deal. And just for your perspective, MORTH annual budget is 2,70,000 crores, all right, for this current year. So 550 crores is like 0.2% of the MORTH annual budget. 0.2%. It's not even 0.5%. It's not even 1%. But imagine if it can save, let's say, 50,000 lives in the first year. Okay, that's an exaggeration. But let's say it saves 10,000 lives the first year. So this is something which has to cascade and go, because the first year we train people, then second year we train, third year. By the 5th year, you'll start seeing, a cascading effect of the traffic becoming better. People are now understanding what is right of way, how one should behave. And by 10 years, we will be like closer to Europe or US or any of those places where we go and see, oh my God, look at this traffic, how organized it is. And that's where we need to get there, right? I mean, we can't be this developing country forever. We've sent, spaceships to the moon, and we got some amazing technology and brains in our country. So this is something we need to do for ourselves. Look at the roads. You go out there, honking, chaos, and, road rage and so on. Don't want to go on it. So if we really want to educate all new drivers, it is possible. Okay, like I said, I have a plan, I have a vision. It can be turned into reality. But we just need the support from the government to mandate such a training and enforce the training, and we can do it. I believe we can do it. Thank you for your time.